Hi, it's Alex and Groovy Entertainment. Today's video is talking about my top 8 favorite children's shows that I saw when I was a kid. Now, I got a lot of children's shows, but these are just the first top 8. Now, the first one, let's see if we get them closer. Now, the first one is Captain Scarlet. Now, this is a 60s, I think it's a 1967 puppet show, in a sense. And this was a real violent puppet show for the time. Now, I don't know. Oh, I know this was on TV when I was a kid at repeat form. I'm not too sure if this came out on TV back in the 60s or whenever. I know it came out on TV in England, because that's where the thing came from. And this had a lot of action. It, it was like a Superman in a sense. A secret agent gets killed going after a bad guy, and he comes back, or they bring him back to life. It's like a RoboCop in a sense. A RoboCop got killed in action. They brought him back to life in a machine, and he went to go after the bad guys. This is the same thing too. Guy gets killed in action. They bring him back to life, and he is unstoppable. And his partner that was with him get the same kind of power from the other organization that tried to destroy both of them. And it's got a good soundtrack and everything. They redid this thing too in the 2000s. I think it was 2006. They made a CGI version of this thing. And I tried to watch that thing. It's pretty good, but the original's still better than the remake. So this is number one. Um, let's make this number one. Here's number two. Ronin Warriors. Now I seen this as a kid on TV back in the '90s when I was in middle school, and I used to come home every day after school. I think it came on at 3 o'clock or 3:30. It was this. It was like this. It was three Japanese shows they would show every single day. It was this one, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball. And I ran home to watch this one, and then Sailor Moon came on after. So I saw both of them. Dragon Ball, I wasn't very crazy about, but this one was a real good one. It had a lot of action. Even though the show came out in 89. And the dubbing was real good. You would never knew that it wasn't that it wasn't made here, or that it wasn't in English at all. And this is about some warriors that was from the olden times came back in the modern day time and forgot that they was warriors. And then you got the bad guy trying to get their power so he can come back to life and destroy Tokyo. Now I did play this on the channel about 2 years ago, and seemed like people had liked it. I took it off the channel this year because of copyright issues and all that. So this is number two, and this you can get this on the way I got it. But what they did now, they released this on uncut and Japanese language. This is the American version. It's kind of uncut. They got the original Japanese um intro and ending, but the basic is all the English stuff that I saw when I was a kid on TV. So this is number two. Our next one. Let's go to Short Tales. Now I saw this a lot in the '80s when I was little, and this is just about a group of animals trying to save the not the planet, but trying to save the water and trying to make everything safe in a sense. And then they got a little hideout inside the park, and the what do you call that? The ranger don't know what they do. He keep telling he think they're escaping just to be escaping, but he don't know that they're trying to save the world and all that from bad guys or people trying to destroy the parks and stuff. No, this had a lot of action in it, and it was comedy too. Now, it wasn't real violent action because this was during the time when you couldn't show violence on TV. This is 1982. Yeah, too bad I don't put let's see 19 yeah, about 1980, 1982. And this is like Care Bears thing. 'Cause this was these people were on a greeting cards, and somehow Hanna-Barbera thought it'd be nice to bring these things to life. The thing where Care Bear was on the greeting card and Strawberry Shortcake. It seemed like the greeting card stuff was popular back in the 80s, and they wanted to bring them things back to life. And this only made it through, like, 46 episodes. That's maybe what, almost 2 seasons. Now I don't know how long this ran for, and you can get this. I got this kind of cheap when it was on sale, but you can still buy it on Amazon or eBay too. And it's like this. Now I don't know if this is high or cheap again, but I seen this a lot as the little kid in the 80s. Number 4, Speed Buggy. This was like a Scooby Doo, but with a car instead of the dog. And this was better than Scooby Doo. You can say everything was better than Scooby Doo because they had this one. They had a Josie and the Pussycat because that was a good one that came before this came out. Because this is 1973. Let's see if they tell me. Huh. Yep, this is 1973. This came out. So this is after Josie and the Pussycats. And this is a fast-paced cartoon. It's about a group of teens trying to win a speed race, and different bad guys are trying to destroy the planet, and they have to they have to stop the bad guys. And the bad guys are just like Josie and the Pussycat bad guys. They were real good bad guys. And this is during the non-violent era, but they tried to come as close as they could without getting in trouble. And Hanna-Barbera did a good job at that. I think Hanna-Barbera was the only guy that can get away with this kind of stuff. And let's see how many episodes are in this thing. 16 episodes. So I think this must have been a Saturday morning cartoon back then. I seen this on Saturday morning, saw it Monday through Friday when they should show it at repeat forms. And then I know some of this stuff I saw in the 80s, and then they bought them back for the Cartoon Network in the 90s. So I got to see it kind of twice in a sense. Back when I was little, and then back when I was kind of a teenager. And you can get this real cheap off of Amazon too. Cause that's how I got this one. Got it for under $10. I don't know if it's still that price, but don't this don't cost that much. Number 5, Cool Club. This was another Scooby Doo clone, and this had a good theme song, and the background music was real good too. It had like a disco-ness to it, and this was this was kind of better than Scooby Doo also, because Scooby Doo was kind of slow paced, and I think when they got later in the Scooby Doo episodes in the '76, when they had Scrappy Doo and all that, they got better. And this is just a bunch of kids with two dogs trying to solve mysteries. And this came out in 1978, and I don't know if this was the last of the kids trying to solve crimes. Cause you had what the other show, Fang Face, that came out in '79. So maybe okay, this wasn't the last one. The Fang Face was the same thing. You had kids trying to solve crimes, and they put a fast-paced cartoon also. I like I said, I think this had a little kid on. I think it was NBC. NBC showed a lot of these cartoons, and you can get this show cheap too. This only had. Let's see if they tell you how many episodes this thing had. Let's see. It only didn't have that many episodes. So this must have been another Saturday morning cartoon back in the days also. Okay, number let's see, one, two, three, four, five. Number six, Shazam. This came out in 1967, and this was an action-paced cartoon. Now, this was during the violent era of Hanna-Barbera, and this is about two teens that kind of went into a cave and got stuck in the Arabian Nights era. And the genie said that they found a genie, and the genie said that if he helps them find his master, he'll bring them back home. I don't know if they ever found his master or not. I doubt it because these cops never had a real ending. And this you see all the background music was original to a point. They had kind of old background music for the Giant Quest TV show that was put into here, and it was a real good cartoon. I saw this in the '80s and in the '90s on Cartoon Network back when they would show a bunch of old cartoons. So I got to see this twice, and this was cheap enough for me to buy it. Now I don't know how much it costs now. I bought these good good 4 or 5 years ago, and this is short too. I'm looking at this. Don't got that many episodes. And it looks like this. It's on two different things. In the 60s, 60, 64 to 67 was the heyday for Hanna-Barbera. And that's when they had all them action-packed cartoons that would show real good violence. And then when 68 came around, that's when it kind of slowed down. Now we got to pause. Okay, now we're back from on pause. And when the phone rings, it's easier on the computer when the phone rings to hit the pause button and then unpause it when the phone stops ringing. So this is a pretty good cartoon. And like I said, I saw this on I think it was NBC or ABC back when they would show these in the '80s, and then on Cartoon Network when they showed them in the '90s. And this is the back of the cover. You get to see more characters. And if anyone's seen these things when they first came out, you could leave it in the comments. It'd be nice to see who saw this originally when they first came out in the '60s, or like some of these shows from the '80s. Oh, this is from the '70s. And we've got two more. Yeah, these things are dusty. These kind of the first time since I looked at them, you could say. I know you can't see the dust, but I could see it and it's getting me. Now this is number two more, number seven. This is Moby Dick and the Mighty Mike Tour. This came out in 1967 also. This is another Hanna-Barbera action cartoon show. And this had a lot of good things in it. Now back when they did this, sometimes they would show it uncut, so you got to see both cartoons at the same time, and sometimes they would show it cut, so you only saw one or the other. Now this is uncut, so you get to see Moby and Mike Tour in the same show. And Mike Tour is like a superhero. And when he loses the club or whatever, he turns. They had one episode where he lost the club and he turned back into his regular self. And Moby Dick is just two boys that live underneath the water, and the whale helps the kids out, and they fight underwater bad guys. So like this was during the same time Aquaman was around when they did Aquaman TV show. I don't know who came first, Moby or Aquaman, but they both were on the TV at the same time. And this is 18 episodes, so this must have been another Saturday morning cartoon for the 60s. Like I said, I saw this on I saw it on TV. I don't know if it's Saturday morning or Monday through Friday. Now, when Cartoon Network got a hold to it in the 90s, that was Monday through Friday. But when I saw the repeat form in the 80s, I forget when they used to show it. And now number 8, the last one, the Herculoids. This is just a group of kind of creatures with superpowers, and you got the three families on the bottom, and they just try to save their planet. Mostly just one planet with a bunch of bad guys try to attack it, and they try to make sure that nobody steals their planet. And this came out from 1967 also. Now, this might look kind of bootleg, but this was put on DVD by Warner Brothers. But and that's pretty good. Now they got this on Blu-ray now. Now I don't know how clear it is on Blu-ray, but they got the Herculoids, Space Ghost, and I think that's it so far. I think they got them two on Blu-ray. Now there might be others. This, and now I wish they would bring back the Banana Split game, the Banana Split show from the '60s, because they had a lot of great cartoons in that show, and a lot of good TV shows, and a lot of good. They had like Adventure Island, the Three Musketeers. They had some kind of I think it was Arabian Nights. It was like Shazam, but with a little boy instead. And they had I think it was called Micro Man or something like that, where the family would change shapes and they would go fight ants and stuff. Yeah, I should have cleaned these DVDs off before I start filming, but I didn't do it. So I'm. But if they bought that to DVD or Blu-ray, don't matter to me. I would buy that real fast. But I don't think they can because they would have to find all that stuff and make it the hour show that it used to be, or the half-hour show. And I don't think the music are copyrighted. But I think the music they sung back in the '60s are uncopyrighted now. Because that group been broken up for years. So if you've seen this show originally, you can leave it in the comments. It'd be nice to see the kids of the '60s who saw these shows on a black and white TV or a color TV. And if anyone got to see the show, because I know probably back then you had one TV in the house and you had to share it with your parents and stuff. So if they wanted to watch something on Saturday morning, you had to give it up to them. Not like when I was a kid, you had like two TVs or three in the house, and like I had my own TV in the bedroom, and there was a TV in the house already, so I didn't have to really give up the TV unless I wanted to watch it on a bigger screen. I had them old fashioned wooden TVs, but the TV in the bedroom was a small plastic. It was a small TV, so and it came in good. So I saw it on this kind of thing, and I saw it on. I think I always saw it on that little TV. So these are the 8 shows of the top 8 sh- children's shows that I like. Now I'll be doing more. There's more children's shows that I do like. I just gonna bring them all out because it'd be heavy as can be. So let's do them in order and kind of see. You got the Herculoids, number 8. Sure, the Mighty Mike tour and Moby Dick, number 7. Shazam, number 6. Cool Club, number 5. Speed Buggy, number 4. Short Tails, number 3. Ronin Warriors, number 2. And Captain Scarlett, number 1. So these are let's do it like this though. So these are the top 8 children's shows that I like, and we'll be doing more top stuff. Cause there's a lot of tops. Like I said, in my top 8 favorite movies, I got over boy. I think I got over 3,000 movies. So there will be a lot of tops. There might be some top some top movie that I hate that I bought because they look good. And like when I see a movie, if the cover sells me, let's see if we got any good covers. Like, let's try see this one. Okay, this is a good cover. If the cover sells me, I'll take a chance. If it got a good title, I'll take a chance also. And if it got my favorite actor in there, then I say, okay, he's real good in other stuff. Let me take a chance in this thing, and then I'll buy it. And then watch it, and it's real crappy. So I said, man, I shouldn't have bought it. And kind of back when I used to buy stuff, there was no internet really, and there was no YouTube. So I didn't have a chance to go on the internet or YouTube to look at the trailers before I would buy things. And it doesn't bad. And then my dog is next to me too, so that's not helping. So nowadays it's simpler for people to look on the internet and Facebook and say, let me see what the movie look like before I go out and buy the movie. Or you might be to find it on the internet, watch the movie on the internet first, and then buy it after you saw it and see how good it really was. So let's hold this up like this. Um, so if you've seen any of these TV shows, either as original when they first came out or in repeat form, leave it in the comments and tell me if you like the shows or not. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. We have another video coming out real soon.